All right, welcome everybody. I am Paddo. With me is MogWai. We're going to be doing an episode of Bloodborn where we get to know a little bit more about him and see what the champion of Vanar is up to. So MogWai, welcome to the show. How you doing today, man?
The champion of Vanar. That's one hell of an introduction. Thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure to be here. And I know I got some big shoes to fill because you've had some great players on this show, like Elithrion and Elman Bestia. So I got some shoes to fill here, but
Hey,
it's a pleasure.
you know what? I interviewed those guys. They became tournament champions. I fully expect that next tournament you're going to be the champion. I was like, I was chalking up.
Yeah, we'll
but
see. We'll see about that.
but yeah. So how'd you find Duelist, man?
Well, it's actually really interesting. For those of you who not know, like I own a YouTube channel. I built it around competitive Pokemon, and about I believe it would be 3 months ago, I was approached via email by someone telling me to check out that they basically would give me access to a game that hasn't been released yet, that was in alpha stage. And since I had a YouTube channel, they wanted me to check out the game and potentially make videos about it and do key giveaways and spread the word if I enjoyed the game and such. And it's like at first I'm like, nah, I'm not even gonna look into it because I'm sure it'll be pretty bad or whatever. I didn't have high hopes, to be honest. And I ended up like a while later I was like, you know what, I'm gonna check it out because I've enjoyed games like this in the past. And man, now it's actually the thing that I enjoy the most. It's become like an insane addiction. It's ridiculous. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. And here we are.
Yeah, well,
It's crazy.
that's quite the dream. But yeah, I myself, kickstarted this game back in the day, and
Oh,
you
nice.
like most things that you kickstart, you're like, well, I mean, like I kickstarted because I was excited about it. It sounded like it was gonna be fun, but you never know how good it's gonna be. And I think I
Yeah.
agree, I kind of like how you were with Duelist. You're like, wait, well, like this is actually really good. Like I was like, holy
Yeah,
crap!
yeah.
This is
It's
actually the
it,
time when
it's
it hit
insane.
me.
Like it's you expect this to be, it's still an alpha. They still have to fix a lot of things. I knew Hearthstone before. I knew other games, but when I looked at the animations, the visuals alone, I was so blown away. Like I was, how the hell did they make this? Like I was so impressed by the presentation alone. You know what I mean? And on top of that, you add the fact that it combines like aspects from my favorite games ever. I love Fire Emblem, for example. I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan, and the fact that it combines all of them together, it's ridiculous. Like it's crazy. I'm like this. I was like, this is the game for me, basically. Like I was really, really surprised. So, oh, don't do that.
Oh,
Ah,
he's gonna Gara your swords,
yeah.
man.
Oh,
Hey,
but
it's good to know that your swords actually had blood inside of them, though, because there's a blood pool there. So.
yeah, that actually creeped me out the first time. Like, okay, everything here has blood. I'm actually gonna put you away because I'll keep you for later, and I'll put you there so you can't start fearing me. But how cool would it be, Voice of the Wind activated with Starlight? That'd be lovely. All right.
That'd be disgusting, is what that
Yeah,
would be.
I think that's the most appropriate term. I think, what am I gonna do? I'm actually gonna replace one of you to see. That's more like it. That's more like it.
Value Hunter, man, so
Yeah, I'm
good.
gonna put you here, and I'm gonna bring you all the way here. And I'm gonna smack you in the face. But
Yeah,
yeah, it was just very. I don't know. I was really, really impressed by it because I honest, like I'm gonna be honest, I did not expect much at all, and now this game has become a very, very important part of my life. And like you, we're both YouTubers and such. I'm also trying to help this game grow. Spread the word basically.
yeah.
Take my Poke fans and convert them into duelers or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
And,
I don't know actually know if they've actually come up with a term for it yet. I know because like
yeah, yeah. I
it's
mean,
like, yeah, because what exactly are we? Usually there always is some clever term for like League of Legends. It's like summoners and I don't know what they
yeah.
call Dota
I mean,
people or whatever.
they'll come up with
Donors,
something
yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
They'll come up with
dualism.
something.
But so, anyways, like, yeah. So, like, what is your favorite faction? I mentioned the champion of Vanar only because you've seemed to show up in a few tournaments, the only person
Yeah,
with a Vanar deck.
yeah, yeah.
But what actually is like your
My
favorite
favorite
factions?
faction is Vanar. It's
Okay.
it's Vanar. I'm a huge fan of Linar and Songhai. I love those three factions so much. Like I love Vanar, I love Song Highline. Like at the same time, the three factions they play so differently that it helps the game remain constantly fresh for me. And it's I don't know. It's I like them both, but at the same time, Vanar is the one that just it combines the two aspects. I love the design, and I love why did you dispel my Sarlacc? What are you doing, Brohan? What are you doing, Brohan?
He's giving up on
Anyways,
life. He's like, I can't reach those guys.
that
I just had three,
was strange.
Stars Furies in my hand. I couldn't use them, so
Yeah.
I'm just upset now. I'm gonna pout. It's essentially.
All right, I'm gonna take care of. I like to refer to this thing as a sheep. I don't know if that's the proper way to, but hey, whatever.
It's kind of sheepy, except for it has a bunch of eyes and it's creepy and dispels stuff. But other than that,
All right, I'm gonna voice for the Windstar like you. I'm gonna have some fun here, boy. All right, I'm gonna slap you again, and we're gonna call that a turn. But it's basically yeah. Okay, there it is. I was like, I love Vanar because I love both the design. I just absolutely adore the design of the cards. Like Razorback is my favorite card in the game, both competitive wise and design wise. I just absolutely love. I just love the faction entirely, and on top of that, I love how it's not like it's a very powerful faction. Like a lot of people underestimate Banner so ridiculously, it's crazy. But at the same time, it's not like the reason they underestimate is because Banner's not an easy faction to use. It took me a long time to use Vanner properly. Like at first I did what everybody else did. I took my bolt and chill barriers. I put all the random frostings together, and it's not as simple. It's not as easy to catch on like other factions like Abyssian or Linar or especially Magmar. Magmar is in my opinion the easiest to just you know get how to play it basically.
yeah,
But Vanar is a lot more. I'm gonna go for another game. Vanar is a faction that it requires a lot more thinking, and the person who inspired me to really dig deep into Vanar and really look into the like all it has to offer is actually Atlanta. I faced him on the ladder once, and he destroyed me with the Vanar deck, and I was like, I never seen anybody play Vanar good before. So when he just whooped my ass with the Vanar deck, and I saw how he played it. He utilized the Dragon Larks and he Aspect of the Mountains. He used the Razorback Jax combo. It was a lot stronger back then before the nerf.
yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I love this. Like for the first time I'm seeing a Vanar that's not focused around the Frost synergy, which is not bad. I've also built my Frost decks, but I felt like people don't know how to build those decks properly yet. You know what I mean? They have the potential, but it's not just slap in 3 of each Frost and you're good to go. Because no, it's not going to work well. And compared to other faction synergy, it's just not going to function properly.
Yeah, you're really up to RNG at that point in a lot of cases.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm a very big fan of Vanner because of that. It combines those two things, like the fact that it's a kind of like Elman Bistio has said this term, like a thinking man's faction. And at the same time, I love how it plays, and I love the design. I'm a huge fan of the design. I don't know.
So would you say like your kind of style is more like the thinking man's like kind of style, like you like to have decks that challenge you as a player basically, or that level with you as a player?
Like I say that, but at the same time, I'm a Rush player. There's no secret about that. I play Rush. Like the vast majority of my decks, it's Rush. It's just me trying to beat down my opponent. See this? I love this card, Mark of the Solitude. I love this thing. It's me just trying to tear down my opponent. Like the first deck that I use in the King of the Alpha, I played in the King of the Alpha twice. In the first one, I played in the second one and the third one. In the second one, which was my first tournament, I used a Lionar Rush deck, and I actually placed third. He's applying a Greater Fortitude and attacking my Sarlacc. That's
Bold.
strange. Yes, that's
If
okay.
you're in the same spot, it's like, hey, you did nothing. Congrats.
Yeah. Hey, I got a pretty cool tool right here. I'm gonna replace you first to see. Ooh, I like you a lot better. Oh, yes, this is glorious. I'm gonna drop you over here. I'm actually gonna let me see. I can bring you here and apply a boundless courage. Get you the knock you the hell out. Gonna try not to swear. I swear a lot in my videos, but it's not my channel. And I'm going to attack as general, boost up my Sworn Avenger, and I'm gonna bring you over here. I like Dragon Lark because it's very good at utility. I don't know. I like it's an underrated unit, in my opinion. Anyways, it's kind of like I'm at a point. What was I talking about? I kind of got distracted. Oh yeah, I play Rush, but I do like I'm but that doesn't mean that I don't like. I think a lot about my decks. You know what I mean? I'm always tweaking. Even that liner deck that I used back in the day, to this day, I use the exact same deck, but I basically always try to. Oh no, don't do that. Who are you gonna mana burn? Okay, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Me and both.
I thought it was
Me and you
gonna
both
happen
were like,
sort
Sword
of.
Adventure, no.
No, no, leave him alone.
Sword Adventure
But
Senpai.
I love Sword Avenger. It's really cool. But it's like some people like to compare that with burn decks and no, because I'm gonna say it, I'm very anti-burn. I don't like burn. I don't
Yeah.
think burn should be a thing. I love Songhai. I love Songhai. But and people confuse that for like, oh, you like burn. No, no, I know it. I don't even run Phoenix Fire in my Songhai decks. I just purely do backstabbing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just don't like burn. I think it's not consistent as a playstyle. But Rush can be very powerful. Ah, shit! I should have summoned this guy first. I kind of pooped there. Oh well. And I'm gonna keep you away from the general because I can ask to go to the mountains you later on. That'd be lovely.
Oh yeah.
And please don't plasma storm me. Don't do that.
Don't do it. Don't you do it. I
Do
see
it.
you.
Oh God.
Sapphira the Panther.
Oh, that sucks. Oh well. All
Yeah,
right.
you got
So
more stuff for him, so it's fine.
yeah, I got more stuff.
You got more goodies.
I really wanna see. I wanna summon the. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put this guy in front. I wanna keep him at. He can summon Macantor next turn. Oh God. Because I wanna summon this guy, but he could Macantor me. But you know what? I'm feeling ballsy today. I'm feeling ballsy. I may regret this, but oh well. Don't Macantor me. Regardless, I do think that even though I mainly play Rush. Okay, he's not gonna Macantor. That's not Macantor, right? Ah, great, beautiful.
Good
Beautiful.
old veteran Silithar.
Beautiful. That's a very underrated card though. Like it's a very good card. Ah, goddamn it.
No
Ah.
Mark of Solitude for you.
Oh well, let's just drop one of these bad boys. I can nuke him severely this turn. I could just go for damage because next turn, if I go for this, I'll deal 10, 13. He'll be at 4. I can Aspect of the Mountains him for the win next turn. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, why not? I mean, Veteran Silthar is not really a threat to me, so let's just do that. Let's go for damage.
Oh no, double Snowpiercer.
And yeah, like I mainly like I mainly play Rush. Okay, double Razorback. That's not exactly what I wanted. Because as long as this guy stays alive, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty confident. Like I just want something to drop. Like if I lose this guy, I want to be able to drop something so I can Aspect of the Mountains and basically finish him off. Because he's gonna try to go on the defensive now, more than likely. He could attack me with a Silthar, but he'll lose it. But yeah, I do play mainly Rush because I consider myself a very aggressive player. I think that's how I succeed the most. I've tried Control in the past, but I'm no Atlanta. I still don't have a grasp of that style yet. You know, I have tried Control with Vanar actually, and it's really fun. But I feel like I still have a lot to learn in regards to that. I'm much better at building decks that just basically
Put
function.
Pressure on you nonstop.
Put pressure. Don't let you breathe and just keep on putting in the pressure. And yeah, that's how it works out for me.
Definitely understandable. So
Yeah.
what would be your like advice to new players that come into Duelist and are like, I want to be as good as MogWai Atlanta one day. Like, what are the steps they need to take to get there? Like, what would kind of your advice be for them?
Well, mainly. Wait, I'm thinking. Oh my God, this guy. Okay, he's not gonna kill. I'm just thinking because he just used Earth Sphere, and I hate that card because it means that he lives. I'm actually gonna drop you. All right, I'm thinking a bit. I could. I just gotta make sure that he can't like kill me next turn. I feel like dropping. Can I kill him? No, I can't because 2, 10, 5. Yeah, there's no combo. So I'm gonna drop back. I'm gonna drop you here. And I'm actually gonna strike you. And I'm going to. Do I mark with a solitude you? Yeah, because next turn I can ask for the mountains. Yeah, I think that's my best play. All right. Okay. So basically, what I would suggest for newer players is to pretty much just basically get your hands dirty. Like instead of like trying to find shortcuts, just play the game as much as you can. Grind out the factions. Don't feel the rush. Like don't feel the necessity to be like, hey, I want to get good. I want to deal. It's like this is a game. Oh my God, this guy. This is a game that is we really don't need to feel the rush in that regard. So I don't know. I think it's not like I think it's an easy game to pick up. Like I really like the slogan that they use for this game because I think it's a very easy game to pick up, to learn and to actually be decent at. Like you don't take that long to develop good skills regarding this game. But I do believe that it does take quite a long ass time to actually master the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To actually really understand all the intricacies of it. And I don't even know if I pronounced that word correctly. A silhouette tracer combo coming up, which would be the end of me, but it's fine. So, basically, I think I answered as well as I could have like that question. Like, I think that a lot of people like. I do like it for the fact that people don't really take like I've been a part of the mentorship program and I mentored this guy and he's picked up the game really fast. Like it's funny because right before I was about to mentor him, he had been playing for a while, after he was assigned, but I'm really busy with YouTube and stuff, so it was kind of difficult to like get a proper schedule time.
Yeah.
And I actually encountered him on the ladder right before we were gonna have our sesh, and we had a battle and. He put up a good fight. Like it was like, wow, this guy is already picking up. Like he's doing well. Like he had been playing for more than a week, and he was already a big, he was a threat. Like he knew what he was doing. So, at that point I'm like, yeah, it's easy, but at the same time he had so many things that he needed to learn, and he has so many things that he needed to pick up still, that I feel like it's. Like I really like the slogan they use because it's very accurate. Like it's not an easy game to it's an easy game to learn and to get decent. But if you want to get truly good, if you want to become in Atlanta, oh dear God, there's the beast. There's the beast. Okay, it's.
I think he ran out of outs. I think that's what this is. I think it's like things didn't work out the way I wanted to.
I think I got lethal though. 6, 14, 7. I turned this into 5 because I asked to go to the mountains. Yeah, I got lethal because I take away the mark of the solitude effect. Yeah. So 6. Yeah, good game. That was an interesting match, without a doubt. Boom.
Yeah, it was one of those like you're dead. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Then you're like crap. Then you're like crap. Am I dead? I don't want to be dead.
Oh, right. See, 5, and this guy is like, oh, that tickles.
Yeah.
All right. Good games, Panther guy. Anyways, but yeah, I think I think I answered that
Yeah.
question decently, right?
Yeah. I think you
I
did
got
too.
a bit distracted. I was because I was like really, oh, this is gonna be an easy match, and he's like double Earth Sphered me, and I'm like, okay, this is getting out of hand.
Yeah, but so like if I gave you if I gave you design like power, basically, if I said
Hmm,
like, hey,
yes. Yeah.
Mogwai, you get to the magical question, like you get to be Eric Lang for a day and make a change in the game. What would
Yes.
be what would you tackle?
See, this is a rough question for me to ask because the response that I have has already been given to you,
Oh,
and
really?
it's yes, it was, and but I can't. I have to be honest. That's what I would change. So I think it's okay, right? If I like, I have no other thing right now
Hey,
immediately. That
if it's your thing, then hit it. Let's see what is it.
I have to agree with what Mr. Lithrian said. I think frenzy is a bit of an issue. I think they did really well nerfing Mantis, but I don't think it should come to nerfing Mantis. I just think frenzy is a little bit overpowered at the moment. I think it's instead of nerfing creatures that because Elithion said, well, they could just nerf all the frenzy creatures, but I don't think that should be the response. I think the proper response should be frenzy either hitting. I think Elithion proposed you to hit every single creature that you were hitting frenzy. So that basically means every time you're gonna frenzy, you're gonna die. I don't think maybe that should be the actual way to fix it. I think a cool way to put it is that you always have to attack. You get strike back by the strongest creature. I think that would be a cool fix because it was frenzy will still be pretty powerful, but at the same time, it's just you capitalize so much and just it like when facing Magmar, you really get punished for having a weaker unit. You know what I mean? In that
Yeah.
regard, they just attack that little one guy, and they just the amount Mechantral War Beast just deals so much. It's literally the card that I despise the most in the entire game because it always deals so much damage to me. Like, the problem is like, when facing Magmar, every like skilled player, everybody, experienced player is the proper term, is always the crucial turn when facing Magmar is when they hit that 6 mana.
Yeah.
That's the because that's when okay he can drop Mechantor now. How am I positioned? Yeah, okay, Mechantor fucks me up. Please don't have Mechantor in your hand. That's pretty much how it goes. Like it's very like there are ways to position yourself towards frenzy, like the checker system and such. Having always a guy in the center but it's still very hard. Like they can always eliminate that creature in the middle, and then frenzy's gonna destroy you anyways. Like I think it's an overpowered ability, not incredibly overpowered. You know what I mean? It's not crazy, but I do think it would perhaps. But then again, I'm just one guy, and I know that the people's in charge of the game they know what they're doing. So, but that's my opinion. I would look into frenzy. That's the one thing because everything else I'm pretty content with, to be honest.
Yeah, so
For
like
now.
so then if frenzy if we already hit a frenzy, let's try it again like Vanar. Like let's say I give you
Yeah,
design rights, you get to design Mogwai's unit for Vanar.
yeah,
Or
that'd be cool.
a word spell. Like what do you think they're missing and what would your unit kind of be? Like what would you want to play
This
with?
is cool. Something things that I love about Banner. Like I may geek out a bit here if you
Feel
don't mind.
free. Yeah, that's what this is for, man.
I told you before, I love the design and I love how it's a thinking manifesto, but I didn't really dive into a lot of things that I love about Vanar. First of all, I love Razorback, like I've mentioned. I love the aspect cards. I love Aspect of the Mountains. I absolutely adore that spell. I think it's really cool because there are cards that not only can you use to benefit yourself, you can also use it to like get rid of. There are certain scenarios where you can actually use Aspect of the Mountains to weaken a huge ass creature your opponent has too. And Aspect of the Fox too, like really cool cards in that regard. Like they have really cool ways of removal, and I absolutely adore Hailstone Prison. I love my favorite spell in the game. I love that thing. So I do think that what Vanar is perhaps missing, for example, like the addition of Fernin Warmaster was so big, and
Oh yeah.
I was talking to Hoseki the other day about it. Like I was telling him, dude, and he told me that he's the one that actually pulled for that. And that oh my God, that card did so much for the faction. It's crazy. It gave you a reliable 3-drop because Wolverine is not bad, but it's more for infiltrate variants of decks, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Fenrir gives you in one of the best 3-drops in the game. It gives you a a card that's always like, I call him Mr. Value because he's gonna go down. Well, he's gonna take at least 2 cards with him. You know, they're gonna waste their time dispelling him, but he's still a 3/3. Like, he's still a 3/3. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna waste. They're always more than likely they're gonna waste 2 cards on him. So he's gonna gain you value the vast majority of the time. So I think that what Vanar needs is actually a 2-drop. I think that's something that they immediately need. Because Harsh Sister is pretty cool, but I feel like they need another reliable 2-drop. I feel like that's what they need. Now, exactly the design and I can't, like, I need to think about that for a while, you know? It's exciting, though, because it'd be like, oh, if Vanar had because right now I rely a lot on Sarlacc for Vanar. And Veil Hunter, of course, but if I'm not running Mark of the Solitude, I'm not going to run Veil Hunter. So I think a 2-drop that could work well on its own, kind of like how Fenrir Warmaster and Snow Chaser do. 2 excellent cards. They work really well on their own. I think a reliable 2-drop is what it needs. I think maybe we all love the 2/3 stat distribution because it can live a hit from the general. I'm not a fan of minions that die to 1 hit from the general. A lot of people aren't. I think a 2/3, perhaps with an ability regarding maybe another Frost unit, because I don't like Snow Cloaker. I said the name right.
Crystal Cloaker, yeah.
Crystal Cloaker. I was confused. I was confused with Snow Chaser. Yeah. Crystal Cloaker is not a bad card, but I feel like they could do better, you know? And I don't know. I think
it's a card that only works if you're pressuring them on their side of the board.
Exactly.
As soon as they get to your side of the board, if like Avalanche is in your deck and you're not set up prepared to use it, then you're just like, okay, then I pay 2 for a 1/3. Borean Bear kind of falls into the same category.
Oh yeah, like that's the thing. I hate Borean Bear. I'm sorry. I think Borean Bear just sucks. I think that I hate it. Like, it's when I see people, when I face, like, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to be an elitist, you know? Yeah. But when I'm on the ladder and I face people with Vanar, there are 2 kinds of Vanars. Vanars that have and Vanars that don't have Borean Bear. That's how I classify them.
That's the line.
That's a line. And if I see them drop Borean Bear, I'm like, okay, buddy, change your deck, please. Just get out of here, please. Just please, because it's like it gets okay. You can pull off a Borean Bear plus Bone Chill Barrier, and then it becomes as useful as a Windblade Added. Really?
Yeah.
Really? Like, nah. Like, just nah. Come on, son. No, don't. Like, that's. Hey, Crystal Croaker. It can be good. It can be decent.
It can be a 3/3 for 2.
And I've run it in my my Frost decks, and I've also I don't think I've even run it in my Infiltrate deck though. Wolveraven is good. Wolveraven is actually good. Like, especially if you start off with it. And you go second, and you have Wolverine, you drop it right next to you. Next turn, you can have a 4/4 right next to your opponent's general, and you can Boundless Courage it or whatever, and it can become a big threat. Like, that's a good card. Wolverine, but it doesn't fit into every deck like Fenrir does, but it's a good card. Like, in my Infiltrate Vanar, for example, I carry Wolverine instead of Fenrir because it fits better. But Boring Bear just doesn't fit in anything. Poor guy. Hey, maybe they can buff him.
Insert sad Borean Bear picture.
Also, I am pumped for the return of a buffed Iceblade Dryad.
I am too.
If you're hearing this, what?
I am too, my friend.
Yeah, like, please bring us Iceblade Dryad, but do what you did with Fenrir. Come on, I know you can do it. Come on. Don't make it an ability. Give it a cool, like, surprise me. Come on. I know you're watching this. Come on, surprise me. But I can't say like what design. Like, if I would have seen this question coming, I would have perhaps prepared. But right now I can't say because I wouldn't be happy with my response. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. But I mean, I think that's kind of like you did a good breakdown of what you like in the faction feel like they do have, and then like maybe where a hole is that you would like to feel as a player.
They also have trouble with like they have outstanding removal, but at the same time they're kind of weak to like very dispersed minions positioning. Like for example, they're extremely weak to Jax, so maybe something that could deal damage. Not a Tempest, but something that could deal damage to the entire board could also be good for the faction, just to give it a bit more diversity. But I still think, like, for example, I believe in the Gauntlet, and I will straight up say this, and people will not agree with me, but I believe that in the Gauntlet, Vanar is the strongest faction. I went 9-0 the other day in the Gauntlet with Vanar, and I faced like 6 Magmars. And it's like, I believe it's the strongest because of Fenrir Warmaster, because of Hailstone Prison. Hailstone Prison is insane in the Gauntlet, is absolutely insane in the Gauntlet. And just because of those 2 cards, basically. Like those 2 cards, like Fenrir and Hailstone, like I managed to draft 4 Hailstone Prisons and I did not have to worry about a single thing. Like it was insane. So
it's like, yeah, those 4 turns you took, they didn't happen.
Yeah, like they kept drawing their huge ass creatures. I'm like, back to your hand. And I don't know, like I love the faction, and I feel like it has a good, a lot of potential, but I do feel like it does need a few things. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, with that, do you have any shout outs you want to give? Any places where people can follow you, check you out on your YouTube channel?
Sure. I mean, if you guys are interested for duelist content, and I do have a YouTube channel, and I'll make sure to, in my own channel, I'll make sure to shout out this video too, so that people can see it from there as well. And yeah, thanks for having me, man. It was a blast. Like I'm honored to be here. Like I said, I had some big shoes to fill with the people you've been representing in these videos. But hey, it's been fun, really fun. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure having you, man. And look forward to seeing you in the next tournament on the ladder.
Yeah, thanks.